we've all seen that classic, jagged flash of lightning in a storm, right? But today, we're going way, way beyond that. We're going to explore the strangest, most mysterious forms of lightning that, honestly, science is still trying to wrap its head around.
But first, just to get a real sense of the raw power we're dealing with, let's make this a little personal. Go on, take a guess. Over your whole life, say 80 years, what do you think your odds are of getting struck by lightning? 1 in a million? Maybe 1 in 100,000?
Get this. According to NOAA, it's about 1 in 3,000. Yeah, you heard that right. It's way more common than most of us think. And it's just a stark reminder of the incredible energy that's constantly crackling right above our heads. Energy that can do well, some very strange things. For example, it can actually leave physical evidence behind. When a bolt of lightning, which is hotter than the surface of the sun, by the way, hits the ground, it doesn't just vanish. If it happens to strike just the right kind of sand, it creates something absolutely incredible. It's called fulgurite. People call it petrified lightning. And what it is essentially is the intense heat melting and fusing sand, silicon and oxygen, into a hollow glass tube. It literally traces the path of the lightning bolt into the earth. Every single one is completely unique, like a one-of-a-kind fossil of a lightning strike. So cool.
Okay, so we have actual, tangible proof of lightning's immense power. But what about the forms of lightning that are so bizarre, they almost don't seem real? I mean, if it can turn sand into glass, what other secrets is it hiding up there? And that question brings us to one of the most enduring mysteries in all of atmospheric science, a phenomenon known simply as ball lightning. For centuries, people have reported seeing these weird, glowing, hovering spheres of light during thunderstorms. And we're not talking about a quick flash here. People who've seen them describe these stable balls of light that last for seconds, sometimes even minutes, just drifting through the air. And get this. Sometimes they even pass through solid objects. Despite thousands and thousands of sightings, it's still a genuine scientific enigma. So this is what makes it such a head-scratcher for scientists. First, how does a ball of what seems to be pure energy just hold itself together for that long? Second, where is it even getting its power from? And maybe the most baffling part of all, how does it end up inside closed spaces? Famously, a physicist reported seeing one inside a modern aircraft cabin. How does that happen? To even begin to answer those questions, we have to get a little weird and dive into theoretical physics. One of the most out there models comes from a physicist named David Freiberger. He suggested that ball lightning isn't just some leftover energy. He thinks it has its own internal engine. Okay, stick with me, because this is where it gets pretty wild. In this model, the initial lightning strike forges a core made of these theoretical particles called vortons. This swirling plasma of vortons and their antimatter buddies, the antivortons, becomes the stable, driving engine at the very heart of the glowing ball. So, how does this crazy theoretical core stay stable? Well, the model proposes this special kind of energy called diality rotation. The best way to think about it is like a flywheel. It's this constant internal spinning that could, in theory, stop a ball of plasma from just instantly flying apart. It's what gives it that shockingly long life. But even a flywheel eventually runs down. So where's the energy to glow coming from? Now, this is probably the most mind-bending part of the whole theory. The model suggests the ball's core is so exotic that it actually causes atoms in the air around it, like nitrogen and oxygen, to decay, releasing nuclear energy. It would literally be fueled by the air it's floating through. And this is how the theory kind of brilliantly solves one of the biggest puzzles. If ball lightning is generating its own power from the air, it doesn't need to be connected to the storm outside. And that would explain how it could just be hovering inside a sealed metal airplane, totally cut off from the lightning strike that made it. So ball lightning is an absolutely baffling enigma, but it's not the only colorful mystery hiding in the sky. Let's shift gears a little and talk about another strange phenomenon, green lightning. So most of the lightning we see is white or maybe bluish, right? But there are totally credible reports and even a few photos of lightning that is distinctly, almost eerily green. Now, the exact cause is still debated, but the leading theories think it could be the electrical discharge super exciting oxygen molecules, which makes them glow green, or maybe some unique light scattering effect happening inside the storm cloud. Now here is a fascinating thought. One scientist, Arthur Few, proposed that green lightning might not be rare at all. In fact, it could be happening constantly.
The reason we don't see it? Because it's happening deep inside the dense storm clouds. The only reason we saw it so clearly during that Chaitin volcano eruption was because the ash cloud lit up the bolt outside the main storm. This kind of hidden nature has led to a lot of myths, so let's just bust a few real quick. No, it doesn't only happen in volcanoes. Nope, the color green doesn't make it any more dangerous than other lightning. It's not limited to certain places, it has no healing powers, and sorry to say, it's not some supernatural omen, it's just physics.
But our fascination with these strange natural events, it just bleeds into our culture. And that raises some really fun questions, like this one from a World of Warcraft fan forum, wondering if a magical spell in the game, cracking Jade Lightning, is supposed to be real electricity.
And that kind of takes us to our final thought for today. The incredible way these powerful, mysterious forces of nature just spark our imagination. I mean, of course, Jade Lightning is just fantasy, right? In the game, it's a form of chi or life magic. But the idea of it, that speaks to a very real human impulse, to understand, to categorize, and even to imagine ourselves wielding the incredible powers of the natural world.
So we've gone from the tangible proof of fulgurites to the wild theoretical physics of ball lightning and the hidden flashes of green inside a storm. It really just makes you wonder, with so many mysteries still unsolved, what other secrets are hiding up there in plain sight, just waiting in the heart of the sky?